Steven from Fratelli. I'm behind the wheel of my 2018 Camaro SS 1LE. This is going to be a pretty specific video. I'm going to talk about that 1LE track package and whether or not I think it's worth it. The short answer is, if you're going to track the car, it is of my opinion that the answer is yes. For a little bit of reference and context, at my first driving event at a track, as you can imagine, was in a beginner group, but I will tell you that a lot of the cars from the event went limping home from the track, and there was three common issues: overheating in general, brake overheating and brake fading, and tires just not being up to grade for the track. And the 1LE package addresses all three of these issues extremely well. Starting with the engine, there's extra intercoolers over the base SS, so you don't have to worry about driving the car hard and having heating issues. Going down to the brakes on this car are really fantastic. There's 6 pistons up front and 4 pistons in the rear. Also, I've talked to guys that have tracked 1LEs much more than I have this one, and they have said they've gotten marginal increases in performance out of aftermarket race pads. So even the brake pads on the car, the OEM factory brake pads, are track ready and really great on this car. You will, however, need to upgrade your brake fluid to a higher boiling point. It's a really minor thing that you need to do, and it's pretty much all sports cars you need to do that with before going to the track. I'll also link in the description to get the brake fluid, so you guys can pick that up if you are going to head to the track with your car. On the tires, these come with Goodyear Eagle F1 tires that were specifically made for the car, and they are really great on the track. So the tires also check box there, ready to go. Ahead a little bit and went straight to the track, but what comes with the $7,000 1LE package? Yes, that is the price, $7,000, and why we're doing this video, to see if it's worth it. Well, in terms of performance, some of the other things you get is an upgraded suspension over the SS, and that also includes a magnetic shock ride, which is really pretty impressive technology and equipment for a car of this overall price point. To give you some reference there, the sticker price on this particular one was $45,500. Also, with the 1LE package and performance, you get the sports exhaust standard, which is nice because you also have a quiet mode, which is great if you're just doing highway cruising or you don't want to wake up the neighborhood if you're driving around late at night or early in the morning. Also, for performance, the car has a specific electronic limited slip differential for the 1LE. In combination with that, the upgraded suspension, the magnetic shock ride, the handling and suspension of the car are really fantastic out of the box. You don't need to do any tuning to have it track ready in terms of performance. So overall, again, just really screams track ready and worth it for the 1LE if you're going to drive the car hard on the racetrack. Moving into the interior of the car, the steering wheel and short throw shifter. Yes, there is also a short throw shifter, which is improved over the base SS. They are wrapped in this suede, which is very sporty and nice. I don't know about the longevity of it. This car only has like 7,500 miles on it. So far, no problems, but we'll see how that fades over time. But that's one of the things that come with the 1LE as well. Another thing that comes with the 1LE package are these Recaro seats. They advertise them as racing seats. They're not true racing seats, but they are very nicely bolstered and great intermediate for track driving and everyday driving, as I mentioned in some of my other videos. The one thing I'll say about getting like racing seats with a car is that if you are getting really serious about track driving, one of the first upgrades most people do is changing the seats to true racing seats, primarily for safety, so that you could add the rolled cage, the harness, the Hans device, all of that stuff. So just something to consider, that you are paying for seats, but if you are going to be upgrading the car to a true track drive car, you probably still want to get actual racing seats. moving to the exterior of the car, it's gonna look fairly similar to the base SS. There is a little front splitter up front and also a rear deck lid type spoiler in the back, which is pretty cool looking. I don't know if it actually really adds downforce. They say it does, but there's no actual metrics advertised with that, so who knows. But it does look cool. Also, you do get bigger, lighter wheels with the 1LE and those Goodyear Eagle F1s, as I mentioned earlier. So those are really the cosmetic differences over, well, not just cosmetic, but differences over the base SS. Also, the calipers on the brakes have 1LE branding. That's the only part of the car that says 1LE on it, which I think is pretty cool, because you know, you see some of these cars that BMW does, like the M240 or M235s that they used to make, and they're not even a true M car, but it just has M badges all over the thing. So this one's a little bit more of a sleeper in that respect, which I think is pretty neat. Also, on the cosmetics of the outside, there is a black hood. It is not like a carbon fiber hood or anything like that. It's the regular painted hood with a vinyl wrap on it. So definitely don't get the 1LE package for the hood look. You can just get it wrapped if you really want to get that aesthetic from it. It doesn't add any actual performance or anything of that nature. Next, we're going to talk about the 1LE package and if it's worth it if you're not planning to track the car. But before we do that, if you could hit the thumbs up like button, that would help us out a lot. I would really appreciate it. Also, we're a new channel. We're not monetized, so if you subscribe to the channel, every subscriber I get truly makes my day. And maybe we'll get to that 1,000 subscribers and be able to pay for gas in the 1LE, which would be awesome. So thank you guys so much. So if you're not planning to track the car, should you get the 1LE package? The short answer there, I'm going to say no. You really need to look at the 1LE package as a track package, not just a general sport or performance package. The SS stands for Super Sport. That is the sport package of the car. Also, you get the same engine, 455 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque, by the way. Awesome engine. You still get that in the base SS. So in terms of like merging onto a highway or flooring it in a straight line, the car is going to feel very similar. Yes, the 1LE will hook up a little bit better because of the tires and the suspension, but you know, generally speaking, cars have gotten so fast in the last few years, you can't even tap into the full performance of a car on regular driving public roads. So you really don't need additional track versions on it. That being said, I am enjoying the 1LE on these country roads. The front end grip on the car is amazing, but it is just kind of general overkill. I'm not even coming close to the limits of the car. Also, there are some sacrifices with everyday drivability with the 1LE track package. Just starting with the front of the car, that front end splitter, and I do also believe the car is a bit lower than the base SS. Feel free to fact check me on that. But yeah, not driveway friendly at all, this car. I haven't hit the front of the splitter on anything, but I have hit the bottom of it multiple times. The car is difficult to get into driveways. The back wheel actually comes off the ground on certain driveways, and if you go perfectly straight, you'll just smash the splitter. So not the easiest car to get in and out of driveways, so that's definitely consideration. Nice little turn here. Yeah, this thing just sticks, man. But anyway, sorry about that. I'm just having a little fun with it. So yeah, I would say though the 1LE is a bit overkill. Like even the tires, I mean, they're undrivable below 50 degrees. I think the base SS does come with summer only tires also, but I can't imagine they're nearly as bad as this in cold and foul weather. Also, they're super sticky, which is great for the racetrack, but you pick up like every single pebble and every little rock on the road, so you hear all that noise in the car when you're driving it. Definitely takes away from the everyday comfort and drivability. Even the brakes, like you don't need 6-piston brakes to just stop at a stoplight or anything like that. They're definitely overkill. They also create a ton of brake dust. Like I washed the car and drove it for like 10 miles and they were like just like completely black afterwards. And then I actually used that video from showing the brakes here. That was after a wash and a really quick drive. So give you some reference there. Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, the cosmetic things like the wrap and the spoilers, like you can add those things if you want to get those looks to it at a very low cost. You don't need to add $7,000 to your sticker price to get those. So that's my general assessment on the 1LE being worth it. Again, the very short answers are 100% worth it in my opinion for the track, but really not worth it or necessary for everyday driving. Stick to the base SS, and I think you'll be happy with what you could do with that other $7,000. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know the world's still a bit crazy right now. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay positive. I'm hoping to get a job soon and take this car back to the track and show you guys that. May have to wait till next year, but staying positive and hopeful, and hope you guys too. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.